The interesting thing is it usually comes back to the one basic thing. I want to be happy. So just to tell you a little bit about Delivering Happiness, it's actually a company that the CEO of Zappos.com, which is an online retailer back in the US, Tony Hsieh, he and I evolved a company out of a book, actually, which we launched in 2010. So, wow, 8 years ago now. So we just thought we were launching a book, and lo and behold, there was demand for happiness in the world. The book got translated into 20 languages. We're almost about 1 million copies sold. So there was something evident that we should do something more. So that's why we evolved into a company. And so now we're actually a service company. We call ourselves Coach-sultants, coaching and consulting, but all about culture. So how to build sustainable cultures within organizations. We work with for-profits, nonprofits, governments, hospitals. At the end of the day, making sure this equation works where you have happy employees first, and that equals happy customers, and that equals more profitable and sustainable business, but most importantly, creating more meaningful life. Yeah, so our whole belief system is that, of course, for any standard business, you need to have some sort of great product and or service. But our fundamental belief is actually not even great customer service. That actually comes more naturally if and only if you can build a very strong company culture. So in actuality, our priorities when we do our business is not customer service, but because we believe if you create a really strong company culture, then customer service, like great customer service, actually comes more naturally. Having more productive, engaged employees actually come more naturally. So that's why our primary focus on is company culture first. So in terms of looking at organizational culture, we base it on things that are the research based on scientific happiness and positive psychology. So based on those things, it really comes back down to a few basic things. Number one is be true to your authentic self. We call it weird self because we believe everyone's weird in some ways. So be true to your weird, authentic self. And then be able to create a foundation of culture based on, number one, having a higher purpose. So having a higher purpose for your employees and your team so that you're not just showing up for the paycheck, but you're actually showing up because you believe in whatever that higher purpose is. Another belief we have is company values. And to create company values around what is it that is bringing people in together. As an example, integrity or communication, respect. So things like that of values is basically the DNA of the organization. And at the end of the day, we just believe in paying something forward. So if it gets too heady, at the end of the day, we all know that we can control what is around us. So as an example, a very simple thing, next time you get a cup of tea, why not bring a whole pot of tea for your team? And it's interesting to see these really subtle nuances can actually change the whole dynamic of engagement, communication, and at the end, having fun and being happy at work. So what we've seen in terms of implementation and successful ones versus failures is that it's important to have top-down sort of, commitment, number one. But it's not the only thing, because if it's only top-down and the employees don't believe it, it's never actually going to sustain. So the belief is that it should be bottom-up as well, so that we have natural leaders of culture within the organization at every level that are supporting and cheerleading it on. So only then will it become more organic and authentic and real for sustainability. So at the end of the day, it's a priority and responsibility for everyone in the organization.